John Morgan has made over $900 million in his lifetime. And he's figured out something that most wealthy people in crypto are going to have to learn the hard way. His kids already know what their inheritance is, down to the dollar. And they know the estate plan. They know where the assets sit, and they know who to call when he dies, if that happens tomorrow. And here's the wild thing. A lot of his peer group thinks he's crazy for doing this. They hide their wealth from their children. They think if their kids know what's coming, they're going to get lazy and they'll make bad decisions and they'll just stop working. Morgan's response is, if I didn't raise them right, I'm not going to fix it by keeping secrets. So here's what he does, and this is what you should do if you have a bunch of money in XRP or Bitcoin or HBAR and you've been stacking for the last 5-6 years. This is going to change everything for you. You're sitting on assets. It could be generational wealth, and you've put zero plan in place for what happens when you're gone. And even worse, if you're still here, but your kids need access to it, they don't have a way to get it. So let's walk through the 5 things that Morgan's done with his wealth that crypto holders could be learning from and should probably implement immediately. Number 1, quarterly family meetings. This is a simple one, but it makes a huge difference. Morgan sits down with his entire family 4 times a year. And once a year, they have a really big meeting where he walks through the entire estate plan. Where does the money go? How does it get there? Who do you call? And how do you actually get your piece of the wealth over your lifetime? And then he does something that makes most people really uncomfortable. He shares his entire net worth, all of it. He makes his kids actually show what theirs is to each other. And then they talk about what they've invested in and how they're spending their money. Now, think about your crypto. Does your spouse know your seed phrases? Do they know what exchanges you use? Do they even know what wallets you have? If you got hit by a bus tomorrow, could your family recover a single drop or a single Satoshi? This isn't just about transparency, it's about training. Morgan is teaching his kids how to think about money while he's still alive to course correct them. You need to be doing the same with whoever is going to inherit your positions. Number 2, he's passing on wealth now. Morgan isn't waiting until he dies to give it to his kids. He wants to watch them enjoy it. He wants to help them navigate it. And he wants to be there so that when they make mistakes, he can help them fix it. In 2008, when everything crashed, he had all of his assets appraised and he gave a massive gift to his kids. He used the full exemption, which was about $25 million at the time. And he did it when valuations were in the dirt. And I think you can kind of see where I'm going with this. If you bought XRP at 20 cents, if you bought Bitcoin at $10,000, if you got into HBAR before the institutional adoption started here recently, the cost basis you have on those assets is low in comparison to where they're going over the long term. Transferring assets or appreciated crypto to your kids through a trust or a family limited partnership before the value starts climbing means they get to inherit your cost basis. When they eventually sell, the tax hit comes from the original purchase price, not the transfer price. But here's the thing, if you wait until you die, the estate tax calculation happens at the peak value. You're basically letting the government take a bigger cut because, well, you wanted to hold on to control. The way Morgan did this was he had built a software company and he gifted, 20% to each child and kept 20% for himself. And when they sold it for over $600 million to a large private conglomerate, his kids got their share. And he used his 20% to pay the taxes to cover those gifts. And they got it tax-free. You could do the same thing with your crypto. You could set up an entity, transfer the tokens in early when the valuation is still low, let the appreciation happen inside the structure, and when it moons, the gains belong to the trust or the limited partnership, and you don't have your transfer tax or the lifetime